Hi, everybody. It's Crazy. In for another week. This week, in my learning experience, I am working with Cartesian Coordinate System. That's what I'm learning right now, and I'm learning it from this book right here. It's called Invent Your Own Computer Games with Python. Now, I was gifted this book by my good friend Giovanni years ago. It wasn't just this book; it was a whole series of books, and it was by No Starch Press. And uh, a couple videos ago, he says, "Hey, Crazy, why don't you tell them where you got those books from?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't realize I didn't say that." So I put it in, I believe it was my last video or the video before. A place called HubbleBundle.com, and I keep referring to them. I think I did put it in my last video. Hubble Bundle. Uh, and if you're like, "You sure Hubble Bundle isn't sponsoring you?" I'm like, "No, they can if they want to." But what I yeah what I do is every now and again I go back and I check to see if Hubble Bundle actually has the bundle that I got, or a one that is, you know, helpful towards the learning process. And if you click on bundles and you click on books, because that's where I get most of mine from, but they do have games and software that you can get. I won't go too detailed in there. You can go check it out. But check this out. It's called Learn You More Python by No Starch Press, which is the same exact books that my friend gifted to me years ago. And right now they have 15 books that are $411 value. Okay, and I'm going to go into it because I want to show you this one. Okay, these are, you start at $1 and you work your way up to a whole bundle of books. You can just buy the whole bundle by clicking on Get the Bundle. Okay, they are DRM free and they are multi-format. I get mine in PDF, but there's a couple other ones on there that you can get them from. Okay, so you say, okay, Crazy. Well, what can I get? I mean, you're talking about all these Python books. What can I get for that dollar? Well, for $1, you get this one. You get, for $1, you get the Python for Kids, Mission Python, teach your kids to code, and learn to program with Minecraft. Awesome books. So you might be wondering, well, dude, these are all kid books. These 4 books are for kids. They ain't for adults. I'm an adult now. I don't want no kid stuff. Believe it or not, kid books are better to learn from than regular just diving into books. Because of the fact that it actually breaks it down, in simpler terms. It has more information. It gives you, better ways to understand it. So before you knock a kid, for kids book, check it out first. Python for Kids isn't bad. I mean, there's also a website called, Kids Can Code, and this guy teaches people, Python, Pygame, and right now he's into Godot. So if you're a Godot fan, you can do it that way. But teaching kids is the same thing as teaching anybody. You can teach anybody if you can teach a kid how to do it. Because kids are harder to get to understand things than adults. Adults already been through stuff. They know 1 plus 1 equals 2. So check out kids' books. If you're just starting to get into Python or you're having a hard time trying to understand it, try, Python for Kids or this set right here. Now, you say, okay, well, that's $1, but what can I get for this $10? Well, for $10, you get these books. Now, check it out. What's this book right here? Ooh, Invent Your Own Computer Games with Python. Let's see here. Invent Your Own Computer. Yeah, that. Oh my God, that's the same book. Because my buddy Giovanni had gifted me this exact same set years ago, and they have it on sale again. So you get this full series of Python books. I mean, serious Python, cracking codes, doing math with Python, which I suck at math. That helped me out a lot to learn a little bit. Math Adventures with Python, another good one to get, into your Python library of books. Okay, and you say, okay, well, yeah, that seems pretty cool, because you get that many books for $10. But what do you get for 18? You get more. You get these books. Python Crash Course, Real World Python, Automate the Boring Stuff, all these one-liners, natural language processing, all these good books, $18, $11 value you're getting for 18 bucks. And you'll have the same set I got. I got this set years ago. Like I said, it was gifted to me, but this exact same set I got years ago. Guess what? Now you can follow along with me. Hey, I'm working on this book right now. And if you really want to get understand what you're buying into, you can actually click on the book, and it tells you basically what the book's about, what it has, information, and this right here is a PDF. You can actually get a preview of this book, if you're curious about it. But for $18, you can't beat these. You get the whole series. You get the whole setup right here. Bam. Start to complex. Okay? So with that being said, drop on over to Humble Bundle. Like I said, they got all kinds of bundles, games, books, software. Check them out, humblebundle.com. All right, so with that, we're going to go back to my book here for a quick moment. Yeah, I was on chapter 12, the Cartesian Coordinate System. I can't even say that 5 times fast. So, and I started out with it. I was on page 165, I do believe. No, I went too far. 163. Yeah, okay. It was chapter 12 in the book. And I was like, okay, the Cartesian Coordinate System, I kind of get it, but I had a hard time understanding it because the first time I went through it, I kind of like set the book off to the side and gaming took over or something in life took over and I forgot all about it. And then I got into doing more Blender stuff. And yeah, it kind of got pushed off to the side. And believe it or not, now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, you know what? I should have stuck with this and learned this because the Cartesian Coordinate System helped me out a lot. And let's bring this up here. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make sound effects for you. Okay, so I started taking notes. I learned at work because I do some computer work at, work. But I had to learn stuff, and in order to learn it, they just blurt it out to you. You do, and you're done. What? So I started writing stuff down, and notes are your friend. I'm going to tell you that from get-go. Notes are your friend, because without notes, you can't look back, and you have to go back to chapter 12. Okay, to go back to chapter 12 in the book is a pain in the butt because you got to remember where it's at, right? So if you didn't write down that chapter number that you wanted to re-reference, you're going to forget about it. So there goes a note. So I wrote down some notes, and I was sitting here looking at like, okay, x-axis goes before y-axis. I never knew that. Why does x-axis have to go before y-axis? Because that's the way it's set up. Don't count the space. Don't count the space the object is on in the counting process. I still don't get that, but I guess I'll have to look back at that one. Here goes a no-brainer. Negative numbers have a negative sign before the number. Yeah, negative number. Got it. It's just some things that I was writing down to help me reference back. This one I'm actually going to have to look back on because I can't remember it now. But then I'm not really great at math, and that's one of the reasons why I got part of that set that has the math in it, because the fact that I suck at math. I do suck terrible. So I tried I actually copied this verbatim, this whole deal right here, because the fact that I suck at math, so I wanted to get these tricks to understand these tricks. Like one of them is subtracting and adding negative numbers is easy when you have a number line in front of you. Okay, well, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so trick number 1: minus eats the plus sign on its left. Okay, I didn't understand that at first, because I had to read about it, and I, read it on down through, and here's what I say where good books give you information and examples. This example, it says, okay, 4 plus negative 2. So since the negative and the plus, the plus is left of the negative, it takes it out. So it just becomes a negative. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Okay, you can go the hard way around it. You can sit there and say, okay, 4 minus negative 2, and you hide the negative number, and you say, okay, 4 minus 2 is 2, because if you go backwards, you're going 4, 3, 2, okay, 2. Oh, 2. You can count backwards, right? But that's a negative number. Wouldn't that be 4? Nope. Okay, so next one was, trick number 2 was minuses combined into a plus. Minuses combine into a plus. You mean 2 wrongs make a right? Yeah, 2 wrongs in this sense makes a right. You can take 2 minuses and it becomes a plus. Okay, so that's something I didn't know, because I was told throughout my younger life that 2 wrongs don't make a right, buddy. Well, in this case, 2 do. Trick number 3, 2 numbers being added can swap places. Now, this is a no-brainer. Most people know this. This is basic math. You can add 6 plus 4 or 4 plus 6. It still equals 10. 4 plus 10, still equals 14 if it's 10 plus 4. Those numbers are interchangeable. It's just minuses are not. Okay, then I got into, absolute values. Now, my hard point was absolute values really were a hard thing for me to try to get, because, you're trying to find the absolute value of a number. Me, math sucks, remember? Yeah. So he gave some examples. It says an absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, well, how does that make sense? He says the number's absolute value is the number without the minus sign in front of it. Therefore, positive numbers do not change, but negative numbers become positive. Okay, so from that point on, anything that has a negative becomes positive. It don't have anything in front of it. And if if it's already a positive number, guess what? If it's already positive, it just stays positive. Okay? Even decimal points. Okay? Negative 10.5 is still, the absolute value of it is 10.5. And that's as far as I got today, this past week with it. Learning stuff like this now, and I wish I would have learned it before. The learning experience is going back through this stuff because I missed it, or I forgot about it, or something fell apart, and I had to try to remember a harder way. So this is actually making sense to me now. Okay, all the stuff that is being said in this book here that I didn't understand before is like, now I remember it. I'm actually understanding it. And so I started the next chapter, which is the Sonar Treasure Hunt chapter, which is chapter 13, which is 177 on that page. We will switch over to it so you can see it. Oh, I got it over here. Okay. And as you see, I am working on the code. The last one I got to was 63. Let me turn on my line numbers over here. Okay, so the last one I got to was 63. No, it's before 63. Okay, I guess it was at the end of this one. Yeah. Okay, it was at the end of this one. I'm sorry. My bad. uh, so I got down to here, and I got to the instructions, and that's where I stopped. Because it was getting late, I had to work, and, I get about 2 or 3 hours a night to tinker around with it, and that's as far as I got. So that's part of my learning experience. I'm already up to 14 minutes, so we're going to call it that for this time around. So if you would like to get the same books that I'm working on, this book right here being one of them, right here, let's go ahead and move it all the way back up to the top so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, same books that I got gifted, you can get right now for $18 on Hubble Bundle. So if you'd like to follow along with me and would like to, learn, see exactly what I'm doing, hey, they're right there. They're on sale for, I don't know how long. Let me see here. Bring it back up. It says 16 days, yeah. So it's on sale for 16 days. Okay, that's 2 weeks. And they do it, every couple of weeks. They have it for a certain amount of time. And right now you got 16 days. Say okay, well I don't have the money today, and I probably won't have it until payday. I want to, I'll wait. I'll decide later. Trust me, 18 bucks, do it, dude. If you're really wanting to learn Python, this will help you. Okay? And with that, see you on the next one.